Welcome back to the layout, everybody. This is Conander here, and today, this evening, considering it's no longer day, I'm going to be doing a update on the layout. There's a few things that have been going on recently since the last update, and I figured, well, I might as well show you guys because, to be honest, I am quite bored right now, and I might as well do something productive. So, for starters, there's this shelf over here, and like I did in my last video, I'm gonna pop over there and show you from a different view what's going on here. So now that we're on this side of the layout, or if you're, living on the layout, this side of the town, me and my father have installed this handy dandy shelf here. And also, as you can see here, there's this bump in the track. I don't know how good you can see it there. It basically goes coming up over this curve here. Now this has roadbed underneath it. Over here it does not. And we do plan to put roadbed underneath of this. The only thing is there's this concrete, not concrete, but it's supposed to be concrete here, and typically the tracks wouldn't travel on the concrete, they would travel, through it. So, but I got the planer out and planed this down so it's, smooth, relatively, so it shouldn't unconnect the couplers or anything like that anymore, hopefully. So, as I mentioned many times in past videos and things like that, the plan is to build this out. This will be like a yard lead, basically, and then it'll come out over here where my diagram there is of the yard, which isn't actually accurate, but it's there because it's at least 75% accurate. So this will come out over the corner here. Well, how I think the original plan was to have the yard here, bring it back around over here, put the wall there. My new plan, I don't know if this is going to go through, but my plan is to have a lumber yard here, or a sawmill, because my father he wanted to have a sawmill on the layout for a long time, and we haven't had the space, area, or, just ambition to do that. So I figured right here we got lots of space. I think it'd be nice to model a nice, sawmill, lumber yard, and then, we'd makes sense because we have all these pulp cows and lumber products, and it comes from somewhere. I don't know where it comes from, but it goes to the pulp mill. So this will give us a good destination for the lumber to come from the pulp. Anyway, here's maybe a better close-up of that yard design. I plan on doing the same idea, except going this way around, basically. So the track will come this way, come around, and this yard will be over there on the other side of these foam pieces here, which will be gone because they're not actually walls, they're concrete basement walls, so they'll probably get pushed to the back or sold or whatever, something, I don't know, we'll do with them, build a shed, I don't know. I am building a camp, that is a good idea, but anyway, back on topic. I'm hoping to run it around the back here. There'll be like maybe a wall or just a small ledge, maybe so I can see the whole layout and staging out, stuff like that. But they'll be separated. So yeah, it'll be back there. I'm hoping to make it go around where the shelves are. Maybe it'll go through the shelf, because to be honest, you don't want to know what's back there. Like, maybe you can see the floor in a few places. And more shelving will help with that, and then the train can run through the shelf. Coming back over here, hoping maybe I want to have like a open mine pit quarry kind of idea, because I really think that'd be cool. There's one, I guess maybe down the road, considering how far you think down the road is. Milford area, core gypsum mine down there. Maybe a good 20 minutes drive, maybe half an hour. No, I don't think so. We have enough time. Anyway. So yeah, I think it'd be fun to model that, put that over there, but, maybe have a turnaround spot, a reverse loop so that I can run trains all the way through, and maybe have a hidden staging, underneath there somewhere, somewhere to store, my intermobile cars or something like that, right? Or the other option, I suppose, would be to just keep stuff in there, but everything's all up in the air right now because money's a thing, and I've got many things I want to spend money on and no money, so yeah. We'll pop over into the branch line here. What's new over here is this section is no longer the mountain or the houses or anything. My father has started his firefighter training facility here. So over here we'll have the training tower. Here we'll have the fire station. It's going to be the Walther's kit, the big one. And we figure, well, it can be big because it's probably a company running it and they have money, and there'll be classrooms in there as well. Here we basically have a tank car, so they can train them on safety around explosives, I suppose, that would be, and valves and such. Because you're not supposed to put you're not supposed to put foam. Yeah, you're not supposed to put water on a certain upper half. I don't know. I think you're not supposed to put water on the bottom half of a locomotive because it's electricity. You're supposed to put foam on the bottom half. You can put water on the top half though, because it's the same as a car fire, basically. Here we have basically, this is a burn building, which is an old 40-foot box car. We're gonna put some maybe some smoke coming out of it or something. And then here we'll have a little maze built out of containers. So that is that. I did put some sand up here on the roofs of these buildings, but to make them look a little more realistic. The same idea as this, except that's really fine sandpaper, and that's actually like a little bit sand and stuff. But they look good. I use zinc cement, and it does come up in certain sections, but for the most part, like right there is really good, and over here is really good. So it depends on how much glue you pour into it, basically. Got a little bit balanced back here down. I'm not sure if I showed you that last time or not. Also, I got this painted, got this all put together. Well, relatively put together. It stands up on its own. Still have to, finish painting it, finish building it, modeling, all that stuff, but I also have to do that with a lot of things. So, it's alright. Got some telephone wires up. I'm not too sure if I want them to be basically like abandoned, like I know up in Sydney, Nova Scotia. CN used to run power poles up that way. Now they don't anymore, and the poles are still there and the wires are still on them. So basically you end up getting stuff that looks like this with the hanging wires and the poles falling over, and stuff missing the poles and things like that. So that would be, it'd be cool to model that idea if I keep this as a branch line and everything. And also my father built this pike stuff firewall here for the pulp mill or presswood plant, whatever we're making over here. And, because what if something catches on fire, right? You can't just let it burn. You gotta have fire trucks. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this, the branch line here. Another topic here is I had a plan to basically put a staging yard in that storage room there, and it's the same idea as the back area I showed you earlier. It just needs shelving, get stuff off the floor, get things a little more tidied up, sorted through. But other than that, it's a good room, and of course it needs more, same as the walls here. The walls need to be finished, but that's no biggie. If I did these walls, I can do those walls, with the help of my father and others peeps. So yeah, my plan here was to basically use this siding, the verse loop here with the boxcars out as a siding, and make it end where that yellow storage building is, and basically what I was going to do was put a piece of flex track in here or something, basically, and try to eliminate some of these curves, basically pull this out so it goes more like straight. I might take some space out, but it'll look more realistic, I suppose, and excuse me, be easier to operate. I mean, as of now, these tracks are all weathered and put together and wired up, but that can change. I mean, I've built things and weathered things and towed them apart before, so. So then this track here, of course that one there is for the pulp cars, unload. This one here I would make basically my main line. It would run it through the wall, and probably through a patch of trees or something, and into this back room here, and then I could have a staging yard there and a reverse loop, and that way I could. The theory behind all of this, all the staging yards and the reverse loops, and the other yard I want to build over there. Other than the fact that the yard is a good way to store cars and better for operation's sake with a shunting layout, especially of the size, would be that I could run through trains. I could have trains staged in here, I could run them down my tracks, and that's the way I'd get more operation and more use out of the line over there, and then you could go through the staging yard over there, and if I wanted to, I could just run them back and run them down, and that way I also wouldn't have to worry about switching the Y over here. Because if I want to do that now, basically I would have to switch the Y one way, switch it back the other way. I can only run certain lengths of trains, and just the way I have my Y wired up. So yeah, basically, and then the yard could be a middle point of the two staging yards, and trains could go on there, drop off cars, and be all good. Of course, then I could, I wouldn't really be able to run longer trains. Of course, I'd have more main line. I would actually have a main line, but I think the 20 car trains is what I run now, and that's a pretty long train. It's definitely hard to pull up that hill over there. It's not flat. That brings me to my next subject of the evening. I did get some locomotives speed matched. I'm starting to get a hang of JMRI, and I got this BC rail one in the front, the CN one in the back, the SD70 Ace. Also got this locomotive here speed matched. Now it seems to give me problems. I don't know why. It just gives me issues. It's Athearn ready to roll, and I feel like this engine gives Athearn ready to roll a bad rep. But this one is a Genesis, and it runs like a charm, and it's beautiful. And I mean, the other thing is that the front ditch lights are burnt out, but that's just because I was being stupid and kind of did that. So yeah, got those locomotives speed matched. I'm working on dimming headlights just because I think that looks cool and it's a fun thing to be able to do. Hey look, I can dim my headlights. Oh yeah. I was also working with flashing beacons. That's a nice touch. Some of my locomotives, this one up there has one, and this one here is supposed to have one broke off. So that was like, hey, I'll put a working one on there, and yeah, don't need to find the part that's on the floor somewhere. I'll never find it again. So yeah, that's pretty much all that. I put all the detail parts on this BC rail locomotive yesterday. Looks a lot better now. I also got some copper handrails, so I'm gonna work on detailing locomotives. This one over on my workbench here right now, I'm detailing. I've got all my handrails over here being painted, and then I'm gonna put them on the back there. I already got the front ones done. I did that a long time ago, and I want to put ditch lights on this one too. Where are they? You can probably see them right here, the brass ones. I gotta drill holes in them and put them on there, paint them, get some micro LEDs, and it'll be all good. So, after that nice ramble and showing you guys around again, I do believe this is the end of the video. So, I hope you enjoyed yourself. I definitely enjoyed talking to the camera and to you folks. So I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.